Welcome back. We've made it to the Sahara Desert and it feels completely surreal to be standing here, thinking that just 2 months ago we were in the Nordic Arctic in -32 and now we're here. Since we left you last, we've driven 450 kilometres south. And what a journey it has been. We've seen apes and camels, a vast array of landscapes from lush green mountains to scenes you can only imagine exist on Mars. We've experienced bustling cities and seen remote nomadic herders. But we have managed to offend a lot of people on this journey so far. So John's promised me this week he's going to be on his best behaviour.
No chance.
Come on, you!
So we did park up in the old sand dunes last night, in a lovely little spot, and all we had all night was bikes going through and quads and things like that, buggies, and it gave me proper Mad Max vibes anyway. But if you do want to come here, you haven't got to worry if you're not in a 4x4 because there's plenty of spots on like hard standing that's still sort of like in the dunes as well, so you can still get in. But the spot we're in is a bit soft. So let's see if we can get out. She loves it. We're never getting stuck in this old beastie.
Every time, every bloody time. So even though the old Beauty Defender is good off-road, I think it's about time we kick it up a notch. And I think we all know who's gonna drive. The old Leadfoot.
At least you won't get any speeding fines.
It's already fun. We didn't know we were going to do this. Who would have known our Nordic adventure would help our Saharan one? Oh my goodness! Well, that is absolutely brilliant. 15 out of 10. Well, I couldn't recommend that highly enough. We went with Aswad, I think it's called Quad and Buggy, and our guide, Mustafa, was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he?
It was mental.
But like he'll do a route for you as well. So he was watching how good I was driving and then adjusting the route he took through the dunes.
And I'll tell you what, like it was incredible seeing some of them razorbacks and things like that. So you've got to go with a guide who knows what he's doing anyway. So how much was it?
It was 1,200 dirham for just over an hour. And
so we'll calculate that for you and put it on the screen. But well worth it. But I'd definitely recommend the buggies as well rather than the quads, because the quads looked alright but they looked a bit tame, and it looked like everybody on the quads was thinking, oh, I wish I'd have got them buggies. Well, now we've calmed down a bit, we're off to find a spot to have some lunch. But you can take your four-wheel drive pretty much anywhere in the dunes, but like I was saying before, you've got to be really careful with the razorbacks and everything like that. And for us, we're quite inexperienced as well. And then also the other thing is as well, you've got to be a bit careful because your insurance probably won't cover you if you're off-road.
And speaking of insurance, we have had quite a lot of questions about what we've done for insurance coming here. So you do have to have insurance in Morocco, and you've got two options really. First is you can buy it at the port, and that's about £200 for 3 months, but that's third-party insurance only. What we opted to do is to get fully comprehensive insurance that we took out in the UK, and make sure you get your green card to bring with you if you do that. So that cost us £500 for 2 months, which seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, and that was from Adrian Flux as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if your vehicle gets stolen, and especially Defenders being so prone and easy to rob as well, even with alarms and everything like that. So,
and it's just as well, like we've shown you, they'd have lots of unstable loads out here. So if a bale of hay was to fall off the back of a lorry or something and cause an accident, we'd have to pay for it. So it's just that extra peace of mind. Now we all know insurers like to charge us as much as possible for our premiums. But did you know that one of the ways they do this is to buy personal profiles of your information from data brokers? Because I didn't until I found out about what this week's sponsor, Incogni, does. So I never knew that there was a whole industry of data brokers who make profiles about you, all your personal information. So like your name, your age, your date of birth, your financial history, even your location history, and they sell it and publish it online without you even knowing.
So if you've ever got junk mail, annoying robocalls and marketing calls and not knowing where they've got your information from, is from the data brokers selling it.
The even bigger problem with these data brokers is they scarily frequently have data breaches, which has resulted in identity theft, people's credit ratings being affected, and they've even had loans taken out against them that they knew nothing about. There's even some scumbags who sell lists of older and vulnerable people to scammers so they can target them.
So like Jess said earlier, it can affect your insurance because they can get your health records, your police records, and even your self-assessment records.
The good news is you have a right to have the information deleted, but it's a lucrative industry, so they intentionally make it tedious and really hard work. But the good news is Incogni will do it for you. All you have to do is create an account, give them the right to work for you, sit back and relax and let Incogni do the work. They'll even make sure that you don't go back on any lists. So I set up an Incogni account just a couple of days ago, and these are all of the databases it's removed me from already. It even shows me on my dashboard how many hours it saved me. So it would have taken me 18 hours if I'd gone and got all these removed manually. So if you want to take back control of your personal information like us, Incogni have given you legends a 60% discount on their annual plan. All you have to do is use the code TRUEBLUE at the checkout, and there's a link in the description. But lastly, it's not every day you get to eat lunch next to a bunch of camels. But I think they've got the
She's even nicking my dad jokes now, look.
Someone's got to be funny in this relationship.
So we're on the move again, and the old granddad's back in the driving seat because the speed demon's had her kick for the day, hasn't she?
On the lead foot. But we had actually planned to spend another night in the desert here, but the weather has turned absolutely
Well,
wild.
show them. Look how bad
Look at
this is.
this. The wind is crazy. Like, we can probably see 10 meters ahead of us. There's some sand dunes out there, but not that you can see them. I've never seen anything like
But
it.
we got quite lucky because we've been told that there's been some storms the last few days as well, and we just got a break in the morning this morning to go out, so brilliant.
Yeah, incredibly lucky. So we're going to head inland and try and get out of this wild weather. Look at this for dedication, look. We've got to get the shots, haven't we? It's going to get a whole new layer of skin. Who needs to pay for microdermabrasion?
Oh my god. Whew. Got to get the shots, haven't we?
What's going on there, boy?
I need to spin the old snorkel because all the sand's going in, isn't it? So we've been driving for about an hour, and as you can see, it's not let up a bit. But we caught up to a lorry, and we're just tucking in behind him because even though we're doing 40 kilometres an hour, he's giving us a bit of protection. So better safe than sorry.
Oh my god!
I didn't see it.
That was a bit too close for comfort. I don't know if that motorhome didn't see him or what happened there, whether he was trying to go around, but it seems to be getting worse. So if this continues, I think we're going to have to just pull off the road and hunker down rather than trying to get out there.
Well, we've just pulled over because it's getting worse, and we see some locals pulled over as well, so...
It's always a good sign to pull over, isn't it? But
Yeah.
look at the state of John's door. We're taking half the Sahara home with
Mental.
us.
But to be honest, I'm a bit scared for my life, really. And nothing to do with the sand, more that if we have to sleep in that bed at the back there. Because the last few days, right, we haven't had much sleep. And if anybody knows Jess, they know that she's an animal lover, right? We was laid in bed the other night, or the other morning, sorry, and she rolls over to me. She didn't even open her eyes, and she says to me, "That duck's gonna get a punch in a minute." I tell you what I was thinking though, you're not going to be happy, Jess.
What?
because we're going to have to make eye contact when you go to the toilet. Look.
Oh God, not that again. It's not quite as easy to crawl through as the old Sprinter, is it?
But I was thinking as well, right, now we've got a bit of time to talk.
Oh, this always scares me.
Now, this is a bit of a disclaimer. I'm actually going to be like good this week, just as I have to be a lot more thoughtful in what I say, right? So here's a disclaimer. If you don't like some toilet talk, you might want to skip to this time.
Can I skip to this time?
But anyways, right, I was watching one of my favourite things the other day, Joe Rogan Experience, podcaster, and he had Joey Diaz on. And he was saying he was in the shower once, right?
Oh no, I know where this is going.
And like I say, skip to this time if you don't want to hear. It's a bit graphic. But anyway, so he's in the shower.
I'm trying to have a snack.
And he needs to go to the toilet. So rather than get out the shower, he just drops the log in the shower.
Who does that?
But what makes it even worse was it wouldn't go down, obviously, the drain hole or anything like that. So what he has to do is pick it up.
Oh my God.
And then he opens the shower door and he throws it in the toilet. But as he was doing it, he got caught by his missus and she went mad, right? So that got me thinking.
Now I'm even more scared.
When we're at home, Jess always gets in and steals my shower as I'm trying to shower. And I've thought, I wonder if I do that, it'll stop making you do it.
If you do that, I'll slap it in your face.
Whilst you're washing your hair, just... But what made me think about it, right, is
oh my God.
if I ever did it, there's nothing you could do, really.
What is wrong with you?
If I ever did it, what could you do?
Throw it at you.
But you couldn't, like, leave me. Can you imagine that? Oh, like, why did you and John break up? Well, he dropped a log in the shower, didn't he?
This is what I have to live with.
I warned you, and I'll tell you what, ladies, because you're probably most disgusted in this. If your fellas are watching and laughing, they're probably just the same things and thoughts going on in their head, I'm telling you.
Oh, Jesus wept. I tell you one thing that's a good job. Stocked up on snacks yesterday. I was prepared.
So while we're stuck here, we might as well watch something. So we'll watch a bit of Jammy Gits. Good old Martha's just passed a bike test.
Go on, girl.
And they'll be doing some bike adventures.
Also, they make kebab flavoured chips here.
Hi guys, you are joining us here on a car.
Well, we've been parked up here for about an hour now and it is not improving. But where we are is like right out on a flat open plain with absolutely no shelter. So we've decided we're going to try and drive down the road a bit and see if we can find a bit more of a sheltered spot. Hopefully we don't have to go too far. Oh my God. Half the road's covered in sand. So things have marginally improved because as you can see out my window, we've made it out of the really sandy part of the desert and into the shaly part of the desert. The problem we're still having is there's so much dust being whipped up into the air and the wind is still so strong that the visibility is still pretty poor. The other problem we've got is trying to find somewhere sheltered enough that we can put the roof up, so hopefully we won't have to sleep downstairs. But I can see the mountains in the distance, so we're hoping we can find somewhere there to hunker down for the night. Well, it's 8:30 and I started to think we weren't going to find a park up. We pulled into this town, no wind, and then this fuel station magically appeared on the left hand side with big fences around it. Asked the bloke, he said we could stay the night. Absolute legend. Even came over and offered us the toilet, so we got ourselves a nice safe spot for the night.
Busting out your best French, weren't you, girl?
I was surprised how much French I can actually speak under pressure.
Oh, oui, 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 oui.
Oh, God.
And seeing as though we're here so late as well, I've told Jess that she can have the night off of cooking dinner tonight, and I'm going to rustle us something up.
Oh, God.
So I think you know what's coming, don't you? Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking we have pot noodle more than we actually do, because this is only the second time we've had it in a few years. And it's not actually a pot noodle, this is a creamy pesto, so...
Yeah, it's a posh pot noodle, that, all the way from Norway.
But this is another one of John's cookbook specials, because I've got another top tip for you. So what you do is when you're filling it up with the water, you fill it up to the line, and then you fill it a bit more. Because then what you do is you get 2 meals in one there, you see, because you get a soup and the dinner.
Yeah, don't do that to mine.
Top tip. Are you going to tell them what you said?
What about?
about when you looked in the old soup and pot noodle.
Oh yeah. I did look in the one that he'd put extra in and think, actually, it's swollen up more and you do get more. So he was right and I was wrong.
Up here for thinking.
Down there for dancing.
But I also need to say thanks so much everyone for all your kind comments about the old drone reel. Like, you must sort of like be photographers like me because you appreciate good quality droning. And one of my favourite comments was somebody said to me, they honestly think we're lying and we've brought the drone in because there's no way we'd have got that good a footage off of what we got. So
I don't actually believe that someone left that comment. Did they really?
They did, honestly. I'll find the comment.
Do you think they might have been being sarcastic?
No.
No?
Nobody was being sarcastic.
No?
It was all genuine.
That's not the comments I read.
Never have I been so grateful to see no wind and beautiful blue skies. We only got about 5 hours sleep last night, so you're going to have to excuse the general this morning. Morning, Jessica.
Morning. How are you guys today? Now I know you might be thinking, Jess, you hypocrite. We're in the same clothes. as
Oh
yesterday,
yeah,
like
I didn't notice that.
But I tell you for why. I and this van are so dirty that I don't want to get a clean set of clothes dirty. So I need to have a shower, but first we need to sort out this mess.
I think we need to put a disclaimer in though.
Why?
No ducks were hurt in this video.
No ducks were hurt in this video.
No ducks last night. Well, the air filter's done its job anyway. I think we need to clean that out.
State of it. Well, we were so lucky to find this garage last night because, as you can see, it's lovely and clean and new and has loads of services. The problem we've got though is that it's too new and none of the services are actually commissioned yet. So we're going to have to go and find a car wash and somewhere with a better hoover because our beauty little hoover that we carry with us isn't up for the job. But the one thing they do have is some water.
Another thing I recommend to bring abroad, and not just to Morocco or Europe, is some hose fittings, like some tap connectors, because you get so many different taps and you can't always get like a hose on it. So normally, obviously, you've just got your 3/4 thread at home for your garden hose fitting, but obviously that one there, nothing's going to go on. So what I've done is I made my own one where this is just a normal house connector, little tap, and it's 15mm pipe one side and 3/4 thread the other. So obviously you can just screw your garden hose fitting onto that. And then this side has just got a bit of rubber hose. So then what you can do is just push it over the tap like that and do the Jubilee clip up. And then you can still get your garden hose fitting on the bottom. What's your name?
My name is Sufyan.
Sofian?
Yes.
So this is Sofian. He wants to be in the YouTube video. So we're just giving him a shout out because he let us stop here last night. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So we got the old girl rinsed off anyway, but not very well because you're not allowed to use soap on certain days of the week here. So
Yeah, I think it's a bit like in Australia how you're only allowed to have your reticulation system on in your garden on set days of the week. I think it's like a water saving method.
But the main thing is we got it hoovered and we got the airbox hoovered anyway. That was horrendous.
But today we're off on a scenic drive through, I think you call it the Todra Gorge and Dade's Gorge, which was recommended by Sue and Bill. So let's go check it out. Well, we're 10 minutes in and this drive has been a whirlwind already.
So we've had a row, but this time not with each other, with a local. So we gets out to take a picture of this scenic view of the city. So it's nobody's property or anything, it's just side of the road. So Jess gets the picture and there's a camel and a donkey there as well.
But there was
nobody
no one
around.
with them, no sign, nothing.
So anyways, this bloke comes running over, give me money, give me money. So we have a row and I tell him I'm not giving him money, and that's
so
not
aggressive.
yeah, that's not the way the world works, because if that's the way it is, then Google Images owes me a fortune.
But then we drive down the road a little bit further, and because I was like, can we please just get out of here? And we pull up and this lovely bloke comes up to the window, all smiles and niceness, doesn't he? But you're still a bit apprehensive because
You don't know who to trust, what he's going to want, because if anybody's been to Spain or anywhere like that, not so much Spain, Turkey, places like that, they give you something and they say, this is free, and you say, oh, okay, free, thank you very much. How much you give me? And you're like, well, I don't want it. You know what I mean? You're just giving it to me for free, but you give me money, and then you don't give me money, so then they snatch it back off you. So it's so hard to know who's like going to be genuine and not.
Yeah. But then you meet people like Noor. So we've just stopped off at this lovely viewpoint, and we've made a friend. This is Noor. Do you want to say hello, Noor?
Hello, how are you?
Tell them about
Welcome to everyone. My name is Noor, and I live in Tingir city. It's the city of the Berber. Now I am very happy because I met a wonderful person, Jess and John. Is nice people.
You want to show them your top?
Do you want to show them your freedom shirt?
Yeah, this is freedom. This is for the freedom. Like this. Free man.
Free man. Best way.
And welcome to everyone. If you come to Tingir, you are welcome. For me, important, I just love to welcome people and put smile in her faces. This is important for me. And I like to share our tradition and culture with other peoples. Show them our city.
It is a beautiful city. Thank you, Noor.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you
you
are
very
welcome.
And people like him are the reason I love travelling so much. He was pure light, and he said his name Noor means light, and he was just
all he wanted to do was chat, have a laugh, and if we did buy something from him, happy days. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. But it's so hard when you're travelling because you just don't know.
Yeah, whether you're going to meet a Noor or the person we met
Miserable
just
fuck. So we're still at the gorges, but old Grumpy Pants has just gone onto the rocks to get us driving through it, to get these beautiful scenes. But she's had no sleep, she's had no tea this morning, and she's had no food. She is cranky. So she's just got a little snack out. Now it would be a horrible thing for me to do, to eat it, wouldn't it? She's calling me. I'll eat while we drive. Not gonna be happy. What are you saying? She's always shouting at me.
Go, 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 go! Is anyone else's partner both useless at giving and following instructions? Because mine is.
You got it?
YouTube without a drone is for dickhead. Where is my brownie? Where is my brownie? Well, luckily, I'd hidden a spare from him, because otherwise the True Blue Travellers would be becoming True Blue Traveller. Get off! Take two on the old drone shot. Might have to get the old John GoPro drone out soon.
There's something there in the wild, it's a reflection of me. People fight for survival.
Well, I'll tell you what, this discussion is coming to you from Mars. Because
Look
this
at this
place
landscape.
is incredible, yeah.
But we wanted to stop and have a chat with you because we've been chatting about this for ages, got absolutely nowhere, and we're feeling really confused. But we wanted to share it with you because it's a huge part of travelling here.
Yeah, so like when you're driving along, you get flagged down by a lot of adults trying to sell you like the shops, the carpets, this, that, the other.
Experiences and things.
But one of the worst things is kids coming begging for sweets. They call it bun bun. And you pull over, they'll ask for it, and then obviously you can give them a sweet, which we've done. But is it right? Is it wrong? You know what I mean? Because sometimes they'll literally blockade the road and they'll be hanging onto your bull bar as you're going along.
And I'm genuinely worried some of them might get hurt.
Yeah.
Like with how aggressive. And some kids can become quite aggressive as well.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. Is that something you want to encourage? But then we're driving around this country in a ridiculously expensive vehicle and we have more than enough money to be able to give a kid a sweet. It makes their day. They're so happy when you do it and so grateful.
But if you keep doing it, then they're going to keep doing it more and more, which then will then become a problem. So I don't know.
Yeah. And then you've got the other side of it as well. So we've spoken to a local about it and he said like it's showing love, it's showing care, and like it is a good thing to do. But then I've read in some blogs and things that it can bring shame on people's families sometimes when you do it. So again, what's right and what's wrong? We have no idea.
Yeah, really hard.
So yesterday we woke up in the Sahara Desert. We had a sandstorm. Then we woke up this morning to 30 degrees. We've driven along what can only be described as the surface of Mars. And now we've got snow. Welcome to Morocco.
So between the two gorges, there's this mountain pass road, which we've been going at probably, what, a couple of hours now?
Yeah, at least 2 hours.
Yeah, but it's incredible because it's so different. But you get to the top of it and the road just ends because they're making the new road. But they don't stop you, they just let you crack on. Now, we've got a few shots of it and it's absolutely incredible, but we won't be able to get any more because Jess is being a bit of a melt and she's rolled her ankle.
I'm going to roll his head in a minute.
Oh, my ankle, my ankle. I'll tell you what I'm impressed with the old Moroccans though, the old machinery they got. So I just thought all the old gear just gets exported to Africa, but it seems like they got loads of good stuff. And one of my personal favourites is the cement mixers they got. So they got these little dinky ones with little drums on them, and then on the front of them as well, they got like a little bucket so they can pour straight from the drum into the bucket. Love them.
Well, we're nearly at the end of this lovely road, so we're going to leave you there for this week. The reason we're not taking you with us any further...
Because we're having a domestic.
Oh my God.
Again.
This boy is exhausting
Oh,
enough
my ankle.
when I've got like all my faculties.
Oh, I think it's getting
but
better.
sleep, food and
Oh,
tea deprived.
it's getting
And
worse.
stuck in a car for 5 hours with him. Too much. So we're going to leave you there because I don't want any witnesses to his murder, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget about the Incogni link in the description.